wasn't so bad, right? I slightly messed up. You know, I made a slight error that could have been even faster, but you know, it wasn't so bad. That would have been really bad though if so she said the one voice line in the first attempt and she said the second voice line in the second attempt, but the second attempt he messed up and didn't put it in slow-mo, so the voice line got cut off, so I had to do it again. But thankfully she did the other voice line again, so I didn't have to do it like again and again and again and again. But my god, if I had not gotten lucky there, that could have been bad. Okay, we're back in business. So because I did as little damage as possible there, all of our buffs are gone now. So, like, we could have literally won last turn, but I used Guts to just see if it would change the voice line and stuff, so I threw Guts away. We lost our buffs. So, I guess this is hard mode now, but I think we'll be fine. Why did I not NP there? What am I doing? Who needs NPs? We just see red, press red, it's fine. But that'll be nice to have for the videos. Just have more voice lines for the extra attack and stuff. Because if you're in a solo, like Jesus, if you're in a solo, you do your extra attack pretty much every single goddamn turn other than like the taunt wall turns, right? So, you know, originally like her stage 1 and 2 have two voice lines for the extra attack, and then stage 3 has 2 voice lines, so it's like 4. So you can edit those around so you have 4 to work with. But now I have 2 more, so now I have 6 to work with, right? So that's really good for mixing shit up. You know what? I think we still don't use our NP. We'll be ballsy. Easy peasy. See, you thought he got killed by Artemis, but it was a lie. He got better. Yeah. So Rex, do you need a specific CE on 100 face? I'm confused as to why on Earth you need to summon 100 face, but bonk, by the way. She also got better, by the way. Oh, are you doing the challenge quest? Oh, there's the man bailing people out. Dude, I remember I read like 2 or 3 translations of 5-1 to make sure I had a good idea of what the hell happened, because people would translate different scenes a bit differently. But this scene was really interesting, trying to figure out like what was like Canis's relation to him, like which were they loyal to each other or not, and then the twins and everything, because it was kind of confusing the way this goes down, like the twins trying to kill Canis and everything. So that was interesting to kind of see, and then you kind of figure everything out in 5-2. Hey, Mr. Tendo92, thank you for the resub for 6 months, man. I appreciate it. I don't know why we got so many subs today. I'm kind of just being a shithead tonight, but I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, you need so much RNG. Oh my god, you need so much RNG to break all of the health bars with Kentucky. You actually need a bit of RNG with pretty much any setup here. Although there might be some new ones with Castoria now that might be easier, I'm not sure. But Kentucky takes a lot of RNG to break the health bars with. But the way this fight is, there's gonna be, unless you just have a truly disgusting setup, it's gonna be a bit of RNG no matter what. Dude, I really do not like the twins in Lostbelt 5. Now, they're characterized pretty differently between Lostbelt and regular history. And the Lostbelt ones are just shitheads, dude. I do not care for them. I don't think you're supposed to like them, though, to be honest. Yeah, and they really don't like Canis, so they like try to kill her when she's beat up here. Basically, like, they're like, they think they know what's best for Wodime, right? They're like that kind of thing, but you know, they don't even know what his actual plan is. It's funny, if they actually did know what his plan was, they probably would not be loyal to him anymore. Although they might learn about it at the very end, I'm not really sure. I'll have to look again. I don't think they ever figure it out, though. If they ever do more with Wodime, it would be at the very end of the Lostbelts. Because something is going to happen, obviously. Like, when the story of 2.0 is over, you know, the world is probably going to go back to normal one way or the other, right? Maybe with some differences and stuff. So, like, what's going to happen to the cryptors and everyone? We don't really know. Like, literally, we don't know what's going to happen once this whole situation is resolved. So we'll just have to see. It'll be interesting. I should have turned the in-game music on. I'll do that when we get in here. I should have done that in the previous stage, though. That is funny that he wanted to go to a Liz concert. Dude, he is such a... like, just nerd. He's like such a nerd. It's so funny once you see his actual personality when he's not like, you know, trying to pretend to be like the stoic leader and everything. And actually, it's funny. It explains a lot of the things Canis says about him, like, and it's just here and there throughout the earlier parts, because she already knows. Like, she knows he's a giant fucking nerd that just like wants to save everybody. I mean, no, I don't. If they did rewrite like Fuyuki, I don't think they would change Ogla because she's she's part of the main story now with like her fate and everything. So they're not gonna really change that, right? So she'd still get, you know, baked in Fuyuki one way or the other. Now, in terms of like maybe characterizing her better, maybe because she really is just like generic as fuck tsundere. But I mean, hell, that's really popular, so I don't know if they even need to change anything. Yeah, he is a giant dork, like very much so. It's really funny. They know each other quite well, and the plan is basically for her to, you know, help get rid of Zeus and everything. That's like that literally is the plan. But he was not expecting like her to work with Chaldea the way that she does and everything. And like when they reunite and they're talking and stuff, he said he spits out his tea when he heard that Canis was working with Chaldea. It's pretty funny. The little snake takes out the mother of monsters in 5.1, which again you get to see what she looks like, but she never was like seen in gameplay or anything, and you never even meet her in gameplay. It all happens off screen. They don't really show her dealing with the mother or anything like that. She gets like absorbed by her and then curses her from the inside or something, like with the snake curse. What's his name? Orchero or whatever the fuck its name is. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the fucking French bread man. So that's another thing that I'm looking forward to the official translation, although sometimes official translations actually mess things up. But I can't remember if Wodime uses a command spell on Canis or not when she gets dunked in the water. I know you hear one, but I don't remember if that's Wodime saving her or not. I know it's his intention to save her, I just don't remember if that happens or not. I know she's still a bit messed up, though, after getting dunked, even when she does get saved by the sub and all that. I don't remember the exact details, though. Alright, what are we doing right now? Oh yeah, this is Wodime. It literally doesn't matter what we summon. Like, it doesn't, he deactivates your buff, so it's irrelevant what we do. Maybe we just try to throw out some damage just cuz. Well, if this account wanted to throw out some damage, what would it do? Honestly, like, Quetz would be alright. We don't have access to much that would be better than that. And we could probably support that well enough. If we could like break a health bar, I'll be happy with that. This account is not gonna, just no world of this account's breaking all of the health bars. It's completely impossible. Maybe with command spells, this account might be able to break the health bars actually. But that's no fun, so. Yeah, it's funny, her dad passed on that magic to Wodime because he was a better successor. It's kind of funny. But also, Wodime has a lot of, you know, shenanigans going on. He's stronger than... The thing is, he's only strong, like, when he really puts the effort into it, right? He can't maintain that level of strength very long. That's why he's basically planned it out to use his full strength at very key times. Because he can't do it all the time, and, you know, he'll run out of gas, and then that's that. You know, it's funny, he can, you know, on the surface appear to be godly strong, like, you know, on par with Zeus, right? But it's not something he can actually do whenever he wants, but whenever he tries to interact with people to like show off his power, he doesn't really let them know that, right? He's got to be kind of careful about that kind of. That's why he doesn't want to fight Guadia when Guadia saves her asses in a second, because he doesn't. He's planned out when to use his full strength, and if he fights Guadia, he's going to need his strength, and then that would like fuck everything up. So. Alright, how do I want to do this here? So she's in P2, so that's going to make it hard to really get big bomb nukes, but we're really only going for the one break on this account, so... Don't have Aux King or anything like that. Do Star Bomb in case we get lucky. That's not Star Bomb. That's Star Bomb. I hope this account gets another Star Bomb at some point, though. Like, I'm glad we got one, but sometimes two is really the trick. You can start with two, that's 40 stars, or have a taunt wall come in, and, you know, stuff like that. It's really nice. What's my most damage if, it's that? I haven't even tried to level Lantoria's skills yet. I'm kind of waiting until the event is over. So yeah, before I do 5-2, I want to have Lantoria up, I want to have Fuma up, Medea, and there was one other one. Probably, I guess Atalante maybe? Although we don't really need her for any of the fights, unfortunately. But there was one other one I really wanted to level before that. I can't remember what it was, though. We'll see. Oh yeah, Asclepius, obviously, but that's just something the account absolutely has to level, like, under any context anyway, so... Even Herc Spawn CE doesn't work, I'll show that off if he happens to be on the field. Alright. Oh god, why though? That doesn't help at all! Do I have 20-30? Yeah, I do. Okay, well, let's do that. Like, this is not the time for that! Dumb guy. He plays a bit of a role here and there, but, honestly, they should have used him way more to kind of be the reoccurring villain for the first chunk of the story to kind of hold you over until Guadia gets into it more. Right, they really should have had more characterization of him, have him interact with things, and like if they did a revamp of the early story, that's what he needs to do is like, you know, interact with the other characters, like good guys and bad guys, and you know, throw monkey wrenches into things and just be a piece of shit, and you know, have you want to get rid of him and stuff, right? Like that's something to kind of add some connectivity to the early singularities. Yeah, I'll turn the music on. He gets like another theme when you fight him again later. Like he has the NP theme in both fights, but his like generic background battle theme is different. Okay. Oh yeah, he's got Pierce and Vulnerability, and you have like, yeah, it's like 5 buff block. That's right. See, Hans would have been great, because Hans would have been a... Oh my god, Mash is so bad here. I might need to use the Switch Mystic Code just to get rid of Mash. Because, yeah, that's a lot of problems here. Shit, yeah, okay, I'm redoing this. We gotta get rid of Nash. I love the Lostbelt grand battle theme though, it's super good. It's funny, Wodime is one of the only bad guys that takes Chaldia seriously from the beginning. Like, almost every bad guy in FGO does not take Chaldia even remotely seriously until it's like too late, and then they're all like, "What? I got defeated!" Right? It's all that stupid shit. But Wodime is like, from the very beginning of his plans, he's, you know, factoring Chaldia into them, and is like, yeah, okay, we're gonna have to really make sure we deal with this. Where's Rex when you need him? Boy, there is that Aussie though, but we'll go with quits. I think Rex would be mad if we were like setting her up and then didn't do it. I mean, I'd be mad too. So, although Rex doesn't exist actually, he's a mirage. Are you allowed to put her in the back? No, I didn't think so. Let's see, who has the most buffs that they can give to teammates to clear that? Probably Hans. Wait, not necessarily. If he NPs, that's an extra one. But, I want someone that has 3 team buffs, not from an NP, I think, ultimately. Let's see, what do we got here? Caesar's got attack up, NP up, crit up, so that's 3. You'll get the defense down, but we'll deal with it. That's probably the best we got for what we have leveled, I would think. Okay. What will I give him then? I'll give him the Star Bomb if I want to. Or give him K-Scope. That's something. I mean, he makes stars, maybe crits. I keep forgetting we don't have MP5 Caesar. Please tell me I didn't burn any of those. I don't think I did. I just should give her Star Bomb. Okay, that makes way more sense. Sucks that we lose the stars though. The stars from this for Quetz is great.
Stars, Cosmos, Gods, Animus, Antolm, Ambers, Anima, Animusphere.
We're about to get shot. Okay, it's a shame that Mash can't like give us any kind of buffs right before she gets out of here, right? That'd be swell. Man, if we had Ox King, you could put Ox King on 2 servants there and get rid of 2 debuffs like that. Because it's a team-wide buff. That would be so helpful for trying to get your stuff activated. Okay. Good opening hand. It's actually so good that I kind of want to do that. It got worse! How did it get worse? I don't understand. We're a writer and we use Star Absorb. How does it get worse? I mean, at least we're still probably gonna get the 1 Buster crit. God damn, man. I think we save the other stuff for the NP turn, I think. I have to look. I literally forgot how long her Buster Up is. Rex is going to be mad, but I don't remember how long her Buster Up is, so I have to check. I've looked this up many times when I'm like comparing her to Ozzy and stuff, and I always forget. Okay, I think it's 3 turns, alright. Yeah, we should use that now then. He's not a servant, that's unfortunate. Please crit. Fucking Christ, dude! Didn't crit with the 80% and we had all those buffs. Oh my god. I'm so mad right now. Dude, that was so much damage right there. Just gone. Just rip. That is so frustrating, dude. Why you gotta be like this? Oh yeah, I think he's just debuff immune to everything. I don't think it's even mental debuff immunity. I think it's just straight immunity. Might need to try this again. We might need that crit. That hurt, man. Okay, no, it is just mental debuff immunity. Okay, that's surprising. Landing all those attack buffs because we're low on health. I'm okay with this. We probably would have broken or about broken there if we'd gotten that crit. That would have been juicy. Maybe I could have done the Buster just to do more damage there. Damn. Maybe we do want Hans. Yeah, if she dies here, that's such a waste. Why didn't we crit earlier? I'm so salty right now. Don't do it. Come on, Chingong. Damn it. And then Chingong gets to live. Okay. Oh, right. Shit. Kinda forgot about that. Next the back row too. This is why focusing on 1 DPS is like the way to go, because once you get through the debuffs, you don't have to get through them again. Oh god. Okay, we'll still be able to. Oh, no, I want to break that health bar. No. Oh, here, no, we'll show it. And then I'll reset. Yeah, I'm gonna ZP up. Yeah, we're a little dead. But yeah, he deactivates your buffs. As you saw Herc there, you know, his gut CE is just grayed out, right? Or blackened out or whatever, so it doesn't work. What's funny is we still had Mash. Mash didn't die. She was in the back still. Oh, let me see, Rex. Oh boy, I probably have that, but if I do, it is absolutely not leveled. I could give you the Pearson Vulnerability one that has starting NP as well. Let me see if I have that. I have a feeling it's like super low level, or I just don't have it on my ult at all. Let me see. Okay, ult account CEs is always a interesting experience because I don't manage my ult account like inventory like I should. I don't see it. Well, I probably do have other sure hit or piercing vulnerability CEs though, if you want that. Let's see, what do I got here? Alright, so I know the hotkey to sort by CEs that have piercing vulnerability, but I actually don't know which tab is for sure hit, unfortunately. I'm gonna guess maybe it's that one. No. I could give her the Yang CE. That would definitely work. I can give her the Shiki one. Yeah, I'll just give her the Yang CE. That'll be kind of I don't want to be that degenerate. Okay, hold on, let's see. See, on the ult account, I didn't limit break the Attila one because I didn't need to. Like, you just don't need to, like, because you have battery on Asclepius for the Ibuki fight. So I was like, yeah, there's no reason to limit break it, so I didn't bother getting the other copies of it. The other one would be the Shiki one. Yeah, I'll try the Attila one and let me know if it works. It's not leveled at all though, so good luck. That's gonna be really tough. It's like level 1, I think. So not great. All right. Let's see if we can make Quetz work a little better this time. Oops. Yeah, you no matter what you do, command spells. What the? I'm not clicking anything. Anyway, sensitive screen much, but yeah, no matter what you do, there is no way to beat this fight. They actually said originally thought they might let you beat it, but they decided nope. For story reasons, it probably is better this way. And I don't know why people get so upset when you have like winning gameplay, losing cutscene and stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, I actually clearly people can follow me on this, right? If you always have it, so if you win in gameplay, you win in story, that means you never lose ever. That's a terrible story if the main character never struggles, never loses, and you know you're always gonna win. That's awful. Like that's now for some games it's fine. Not every game is like an RPG or whatever, right? But like for a lot of games, that's clearly a problem if the main character cannot lose under any circumstance, right? It's like, just play good, right? Like that's terrible. Like for stories to not suck, you know, sometimes you need to have antagonists win, right? Rex, could you like relog? Cause yeah, it's getting kind of dire over here. Rex having a good time with the challenge quest. I just started the stage again, feeling bad. I wish starting a stage would count as a login. That would really help. There he is. Okay. Might need to change the setup to have a bit more support for requests. We'll see.
Stars, Cosmos, Gods.
But this is the best way of doing it in my opinion, and Tales of Vesperia did this, and I think Sekiro does this from what I've heard. Is you have a boss that you're not supposed to beat, right? But if you do beat them, you still lose in the cutscene, but you do better. It's not like in Tales of Vesperia, right? You're supposed to lose to the Dawn. Like you're literally supposed to lose to him in gameplay. But if you try really hard and you grind ahead of time and stuff, you can win. But you'll still lose in the cutscene. but you get like more, you get like acknowledged of like, you know, doing better and that kind of thing. It's not like you got blown out of the water, right? And I think it's the same thing in Sekiro. I'm not really sure, but I know like one of the first bosses in Sekiro you're supposed to lose to, but if you beat them, like, you know, you're a bit more confident in the cutscene or something like that, right? So that's a good way of handling it, in my opinion. Oh my god, I need to eat. My stomach is growling. What the hell? Okay. I'll eat after this though, but I'll grab a snack. God, if she seriously just had like any buffs, that would just be so helpful. Actually, would I rather her get Qingong's defense up than... No, I like Caesar getting it for the battery. It's fine. Sucks that I gotta give her the defense down like that. Okay, she only has 2 cards, so that's fine, I think, to start her up here. Like, way more likely she'll get them. I wish someone else had their Buster card though, because giving her the first card or Buster bonus is pretty big deal. Bit better than last time, but it's not that much better because of that. But it's certainly better than it was. So I like to point out, Quetz really is a very powerful servant. Like, he's very, very strong, but the community is definitely exaggerated how good she is in the anime. But cause it's kind of fun. And again, I really have to stress this. She is really powerful. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, she's definitely like the top, you know, chunk, right? But it is funny the difference between the anime and the actual story when she does her NP. Now, ultimately, neither of them actually accomplish anything. But in the actual story, her NP like has all this build up and it bounces off and does nothing, and then she just falls into the mud, and it's like, and that's it. It's basically in the actual story, it's a moment to kind of just show how overpowered Tiamat is, right? That like even with how powerful Quetz is, it just doesn't do anything. Like it's just it's complete fail. But yeah, in the anime they try to make it seem like it's like a big deal, even though it still doesn't really accomplish anything. So it's kind of strange the way they did that. Okay, this is nice actually. Now we get the NP gain up. We just need Quetz not to die this turn. Maybe I just go for the normal card damage and screw the NP. Okay, that's really close. I like how Caesar has never taken damage. Fuck. Caesar got this. Out of all the servants we can summon out of the gacha, who's the strongest? If you mean lore-wise, wow, he did it. Let's go, Rome! Lore-wise, though, it's definitely Gil. I mean, there's some other ones that are really up there, but yeah, let's say it's Gil. And Kiryu's up there too, though. And then let's see, you know, Karna, Edmund, right? Some of the, you know, the pseudo gods and stuff. Like a lot of those are really strong. Or I suspect we're going to be able to summon Quadia at some point, but we'll see. It'd be really nice if Uchi could have gotten her NP off before we stopped here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, well, Quetz did it. Feels good. I'm happy with 1 bar for this account. Like, the stronger the account, right, the more bars you're gonna get. I can break all the bars they'll let you break on my main, but it's pretty RNG. But like it's always RNG pretty much. It's more RNG that I would really care to suffer through. And yeah, you're not rewarded for getting farther in the fight. I think you should get like some minor drops each health bar. There is a fight like that we found where like you're supposed to lose, but if you win, you got like a silver statue or something that you normally wouldn't get, which is like, wow, that helps, but it's like a trophy, right? Hey, Maniac. Spooky music though. Hey, Mash was still alive in the back though. I always say a good reward for doing things you're not supposed to do is QP. No one's gonna feel like, oh my god, I didn't get the QP, right? But it's like, oh yeah, it's nice. You know, no one's like mad to get QP. Yeah, we're getting saved by Gradient now. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's a thing. I totally forgot that was a thing. It's Rex's favorite character, by the way. Rex, isn't it nice having your favorite character show up and save, you know, all the player characters? Isn't it great? I'm really excited to see what happens with Guadia as the rest of the stories. Most of the plot threads I really cared about have been resolved now, and I really don't care about the Alien God. The Alien God's really boring. Fight's over, yeah, but I really am interested to see what they do with Guadia. I kind of think I know what they're gonna do, and I've talked about it in the past, but I think he might sacrifice himself to bring back Romani or something, but we'll see. I would say if they're ever going to bring back Romani, that's the only way they can do it, I think, and have it not feel cheap. Like, if Romani or Solomon comes back in any way other than that, I think the player base would not be happy with it. And I love Romani, he's awesome, but it'd be bullshit to have his sacrifice be, like, invalidated like that. The only character that I think can bring him back and have it still work is if Guadia brings him back. Why would you think it's a spoilers-free stream when we're literally playing the latest, like one of the latest stories on the stream? Like, yes guys, let's be playing Lostbelt 5 and not spoil the story from like 2 years prior to this, right? Like, it's like, yeah guys, let's not talk about Solomon when we're doing the story that they released like, you know, 2.5 years after that or whatever. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, basically, what's his name? Wodime doesn't want to fight Guadia because he doesn't want to use up like what power he has left. Because, you know, Guadia, even in this form, is presumably really powerful, so... But yeah, it's Romani's body, but Guadia's soul. Basically, hijacking his body yet again, which is actually kind of funny that. Wait, we still have music on actually. Let me kill the Sif music. I'm pretty sure the rings are still at the throne. I mean, most of the old 3 stars are better than the new 3 stars. It's not even comparable. Like, and I almost feel bad saying that, but it's like, you know, William Tell compared to Robin. I mean, it's just sad. And like David and Ku. I mean, the old 3 stars are overwhelmingly top tiers. Like literally, they're over. Like the top tiers are like David, Ku, you know, Ushi, 100 Face, you know, Robin. I think one of the better newer 3 stars is Ricky Boy. Right, he's up there. But yeah, most of the new 3 stars don't. And Asclepius. Asclepius holds up very well. but he covers a very different niche than the other one, so it's not like they're even in direct competition, because he's kind of something Low Stars just didn't have. The thing is, both Mori and Lu Bu aren't top tier, neither of them are top tier, and I would say overall Mori is better, but Lu Bu still has niches over Mori. Like, his direct MP damage is still better. If you just need a one-stop quick, just boom, get MP, blow up health bar, Lu Bu's better. And he'll also live longer because he has defense up instead of a million defense downs. So it's still not like... overall, I think Mori is better, but there are situations where Lu Bu is better. And neither of them are top tier, so it doesn't really matter too much. Like, there's still plenty of situations for, like, a quick value that Lu Bu is just better. Like, no question. But, yeah, really, the new 3-stars don't really rock the boat enough, in my opinion. A lot of them are, like... They keep making new 3-stars in niches that they already have a bunch of old 3-stars in. And, like, that doesn't make any sense. And I've said this before, it's not like they're out of room. It's not like there's niches... It's not like every niche has been covered for 1 to 3 stars. They're not even close! Like, oh my god, we don't even have a single target buster archer! Like... It's crazy. Like, there's very little anti-debuff. There's all kinds of utility that's missing. It's just like, you know, debuff immunity, debuff removal, and there's not much in the way of star bomb and stuff like that. Like, there are so many fucking and vulnerability. We don't have we have fuck all 1 to 3 stars that just have invincibility. They're all sure hit. Get stabbed in the back, by the way. That makes me think of that's not the model they use for Zaid, but like, can we get Zaid in FGO, please? But yeah, it's like, I'd say Ricky Boy and Asclepius are the two kind of new school 3-stars I can think of that hold up well, but they're still not the best, right? They're still not the best, but they are very, very good. Like, they're super, super, super good. And then, you know, Mori does well, but he's not, you know, top tier or anything. He's not like cream of the crop. Izo's pretty good, but even Izo is not as good as 100 Face. No way. Like, I've compared them so much to each other because I really like 100 Face and Izo. And I just like that single target art, you know, assassin slot. And Izo is way behind 100 Face. The only time he kind of keeps up with her and can be better than her, and this does happen, is when you need burst damage, not longevity, and you are fighting something that's humanoid, right? If they're humanoid, you gotta have just straight burst damage, and it needs to be an assassin. He is generally better than her. But overall, she lives so much longer than he does that before she dies, she will have done more damage than he will have done most times, even if he has his anti-humanoid thing. And if they don't have humanoid, then 100 Face is just better in every context pretty much ever, so. But Izo's totally fine. If you like Izo, it's fine. It's so fine. Anytime you need, like, budget assassin stuff, Izo's fine. He'll do well. You know, he's got decent damage, he's got a survivability skill, you know, it's fine, no problem. But generally 100 Face, if they're both 10-10-10, 100 Face is generally better, and by a pretty noticeable amount, I would say. But a lot of times you can just use them together. A lot of times you're doing budget stuff, you need more than one DPS, and they work great together because they're both assassin single target art. So they both benefit from Mozart or Hohenheim or whatever, so, you know, their synergy together is no problem, so it's not a big deal. And both Izo and 100 Face are both good enough to get the job done for what you need, like, a single target assassin to do. So it's not an issue. So yeah, now we got, yeah, they basically think they're doing Wodime a favor by getting rid of her. Yeah, they kind of beat the crap out of her and throw her in the water. You're good, Candace, I know, right? Yeah, they think she's, like, you know, dirtying Wodime by being in his presence, basically. It's funny though, if Canis was at full strength, she would beat the crap out of them. Like, when they're both at their best, she is so much stronger than they are. Not that they're weak; they're actually quite strong too. But obviously, she's literally was almost dying in this part from Orion and Jason and everyone. Like, even before this, she was pretty much dead meat. Yeah, they made this kind of ambiguous here because when she's in the water, she's like, I can't die yet, and then she just says Wadime's name. But they don't, the way she just yells it, and they don't really make it clear if she's like mad at him or at, you know what, like, because they just haven't given you, like, you know what's going on. This music is really sad, by the way, shit. But yeah, you hear a command spell here. But yeah, then the sub comes along, and you don't see any more of her though. I think they kind of wanted people to think that maybe she faded away there. They didn't want it to be clear, right? But yeah, you don't see any more of her until 5-2. But the whole time for the rest of 5-1, she's on the sub, right? For like the whole story, she's on the sub. Yeah, I was pretty sure. I just couldn't remember when from 5-2 if Wodime had used the command spell and then the sub saved, or if it was just the sub. I wasn't sure, but yeah, I think it was that. And I'm pretty sure that was confirmed in 5-2 anyway. Oh yeah, it was. Of course it was. Because when you fight Wodime and Canis together, that's the first time you like see Wodime in gameplay again, and he's missing a command spell. And I don't think they even tell you why. I mean, maybe they do when they have like the talks with Canis and Wodime, like they hang out a bit before, but yeah, he only has 2 command spells left when you fight him, and that obviously implies that he used it there, so. But I think she was still fucked up, because like because seriously, she's literally about to fade away if she doesn't get like, you know, help after fighting Orion and Jason and all that. So she's in terrible shape anyway, and then the twins start, you know, stabbing her, so. No, I don't keep up too much with the case file stuff. I check in on it every once in a while, but it's not like something like, oh my god, there's new stuff, let me look at this right now, so I'm not really in the loop on that right now. Honestly, Canis' overall story between Lostbelt 1 and 5 is awesome. Like, her and Wodime are just like the coolest thing, but the ending in 5-2 is dumb. Like, it's just dumb, right? She's in perfect health. You know, Wodime is kind of switched sides, if you will, and like, you know, if he can't do his goal, he's totally fine with Chaldia winning, right? And he's protecting them, right? And then Canis actively likes Chaldia, so it's just, and like she wants to avenge Wodime, but and she already has the ability to travel between Lostbelts and sign, you know, contracts with other people, but then they just have her die off just cause. Like, she just fights you for no reason because they didn't really want her in the other stories. And it just feels really forced. And it's just such a shame because it would have been cool to have done more with that. But overall, still, what characterization and, like, plot that she got was really good. So, but it is obviously, like, the ending is a bit forced. But welcome to storytelling. But who knows, maybe we'll get more Wodime later. If we do, though, I think it'd be after. If like, I think there's a chance the Cryptors will like be resurrected at the end of whenever the Lostbelt shit is resolved. But I don't know. They might. It's really hard to say. Like, shit's gonna get weird at the end. It's pretty obvious. So. At least they have Canis keep her memories, though, when you summon her. But I've noticed that is a reoccurring thing with most people that have divinity. Or very high divinity, like not just divinity, like they're gods. Like, people that are gods often, pretty much always have kept their memories, actually. I'm not sure there's any examples of them not. Like, you know, Ishtar acts like she doesn't have her memories, but she blatantly does. Like, that's like the whole thing, is that she's just a piece of shit. Canis clearly has her memories. There's a couple other ones that have kept their memories. I'm trying to think. But yeah, generally servants that are not just like divine, but they're actual divine spirits. Yeah, I don't know why Doorman does, because he's not a divine spirit. I have no idea why he keeps his memories, but he does for some fucking reason. But he's also a little different because you literally summon the Lostbelt version of him. Like, they confirm that. With Canis, you don't. We've never even seen the Lostbelt version of Canis. The Canis in the story right now is the regular history version of Canis. That's like the one Wodime summons, and the one you summon is that version as well, and she still has her memories. But yeah, oh yeah, Reshik also has her memories. Oh, Artemis still has her memories. It's actually kind of funny. Artemis gets voice lines when you complete Lostbelt 5-1 and stuff. That's kind of funny. Like it kind of continues on Super Orion's story a little bit. Yeah, Limbo like acts like at the beginning that he doesn't have his memories, but he's obviously he's lying. And then when you get bond with him, then you find out that he has all of his memories still. But he's probably a unique case. There's something weird going on with him. That's not like standard. But it's been pretty standard that divine spirits seem to be able to keep their memories if they want to. Which makes sense, you know, divine spirits are, you know, very different from heroic spirits. Because they're basically, it's like the divine, as far as I'm aware, the divine spirit never really changes, right? Well, I mean, it does, it's influenced by like the host and things like that. But it's like the same, if a divine spirit is possessing someone, it's the same divine spirit, right? It's not like a clone of the divine spirit from the Throne of Heroes. They don't work that way. So it makes sense that they would keep their memories, honestly. Yeah, but that's just been kind of an interesting detail that they've done with like gods and whatnot. Yeah, funnily enough, Gil can keep his memories too, but that's not because of his divinity. It's because of his he's got a noble phantasm that lets him do it. So, because even Gil, as divine as he is, although his divinity goes down because he hates the gods so much, he's he's still not a full-on god. He's 2/3 god opposed to like a lot of the other, like, Ishtar and Canis and stuff, which are just full-on divine spirits. Although Canis is, like, cheating because she's a heroic spirit that evolves into a divine spirit. And not like a semi-one, like, she becomes a full divine spirit. It's really, so she, like, cheats. She's one of the most cheating servants they've done, actually, in terms of how that works. Like, her Saint Graph is a heroic spirit, but it turns into a divine spirit. And it's being constantly blessed by another divine spirit, right? So it's some nonsense. Oh, this is, oh my god, dude, is this the one? Oh, this must be, I think you fight her twice, but there's that fight with Luvia that's so good for testing things. It's like every class, no matter what, is neutral. So you get to directly compare things to each other. I want this stage back so bad. Like, can we get story replay, please? But give me 1 second. I need to grab like a snack, and I'm gonna run to the restroom and get water and all that kind of stuff. I'll be back. Oh, this is random, but I remember there was this guy a long time ago that was just like, they would never make a cryptor playable. And it's like, but you though. I think some people just forget you exists, honestly. Feels bad. Excuse you. Well, no, you don't, Rex. Obviously not. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to eat. Thank you, Jenical, for the 5 gifts. Well, I don't know what the hell is getting into people today, but I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you, Jenical. Jesus. Okay. Does anyone remember, is there a trial fight with her, then you fight her for real, or is this the fight where you fight her for real? Because it only costs 1 AP, so I'm kind of skeptical. Jin giving people emotes feels good. I don't remember. All right, we'll find out. What do we want to use? Everybody's neutral, like literally no matter what. That's an Ibuki. Could try that just to see what happens. He's not really good for this kind of fight though. Luvia versus Luvia. Whoops. Guys, it's green Luvia. It's fine. I think I have Lost added, don't I? Oh, excuse me. I like the 123 also sent a gift sub. Damn, thank you. Thank you for saying something, Jen, because that was easy to not notice with all the other ones going off. Damn. Thanks, man. I feel bad. I'm trying to eat my fucking Cheerios because I'm starving to death. And people throwing money at me. Lost, do I not have you added? I should. I swear I do. Cereal is like my go-to thing when I'm really hungry and I don't have a lot of time. Oh, that's a Luvia. Maybe we try that one just to see how it does in comparison. This is like normie Luvia, right? But it's good. It's like good, strong, normal Luvia, right? And then we'll see super Luvia in a minute. I guess Atlas. Oh yeah, don't you have like those other trials you do where you use like preset teams and shit? I think that's coming up. Ultimately, this part of the story is not like too important. And then she just gets blown up by Artemis, I think. All right. Good shit. Get in game. Yeah, she kind of gives you some insight as to some of the stuff that happened before, like you showed up and stuff. And yeah, I think you learn Muramos is here. Like Rasputin was here, but it isn't anymore. I don't think he comes back at the end and leaves again. Okay, what are we doing here? Cereal has been devoured. Yeah, only the original Olympians are mechs, and they have human avatar forms that they can interact with people with. and like their kids and stuff like that are all, you know, still, you know, flesh and blood. And then also you've got people that ascended to godhood like Hercules and Asclepius. They're not mechs either because they were originally just humans and then they ascended, if you will.
温情なく
任せなさい。
やっておしまいなさい。
こうかしら。宝石の声を聞こうかしら。
ひらめきましたぞ。
Okay, so she's got her attack up, defense up, and then we're gonna have our attack up and defense up.
我が天秤に集い。
If I remember correctly, it was really good to have the defense removal command code here, but it's certainly more impressive if you can win without it. I just cannot believe that that skill is a star bomb. That just sets her up for success like so easily. Like it's insane that they did that, and then they give her star bomb on her NP. She is so self-reliant when it comes to like what her like, you know, core gameplay is. It's completely self-reliant. And then yeah, if you give her star absorb command codes, man, it really gets the job done. She's certainly less consistent without the command codes, but yeah, they really help. And they gave her Pierce invulnerability for some reason. Who is the faker though? This will be tough for her because rulers are kind of balanced around, you know, the taking the half damage against everything ever, and here we're not doing that, so it's gonna be rough. Woo-wee! Eh? 60-90.
最低を下します。これはあなたの善の軽さ。
Feels bad, right?
あなたの罪の重さ。
Dude, I think 3 of my accounts, if not 4 of my accounts, all have Joan of Arc, but none of them have her at NP2. And she scales a lot with NP ranks, so it's unfortunate. I would honestly like to have a MP5 Joan of Arc. That'd be fun to mess around with. Make your team way tankier. Lot of NPs going off. Sure. I like how they're the same stage, like Ascension stage. Maybe I should have done my 3rd skill and try to get lucky with crits, but it's kind of too late now.
任せなさい。そうしますね。最低を下します。これはあなたの善の軽さ。そしてあなたの罪の重さ。クストスライム。必ず返して差し上げる。
I would like to remind everyone that we're living in a world where Luvia has a playable like character in this game, and Shiro still doesn't. Unless you want to count Emiya, I guess that kind of counts. But you know, no Muramasa still. Fuck. Well, that feels bad. All right, let's. She did well, and maybe could have won if we'd gotten better luck. It'd be pretty tough though. Still a good bit of life left there. Now we're gonna bust out the big Luvia. Dude, how do we get Luvia ahead of like so many other Fate Stay Night characters, right? Like damn. Oh boy. Ooh, that is a unit right there. I would think Muramasa will be in 6.0, but it's hard to say, really, because Canis and Odysseus weren't actually summonable in Lostbelt 5.1, right? So you don't know what they're gonna do. You know, there might be a Lostbelt 6.2 or a Lostbelt 6.5 or, you know, Lostbelt Breadstick. You never know. George, though.
いいでしょう。はい。
任せなさい。
But it's obvious Muramasa will be summonable at some point. I'm actually kind of curious what they decide to do with him ultimately. Like, he's the one minion of the alien god that's just crazy loyal, at least seemingly so. So it's kind of interesting. Because, like, on the one hand, Shiro's so popular, people kind of want to see him in the spotlight or in the, you know, protagonist side of things instead of the antagonist. It's kind of interesting having him on the antagonist side, but I wonder, I really do wonder, like, what they're gonna do. Oh my god, fucking CEs, by the way. But I wonder what they're gonna do. Like, is he gonna portray the alien god or kind of be in the middle or just stay loyal all the way but regret it or not regret it? Like, there's just so many things he could do with that. I'm interested. That was very frustrating that we did not get into there. I want to make stars. Lost set this up so well, by the way. Like, these command codes were very good. Dad, do you think they'll use the remix of Imia's theme that they did in Shimosa? Do you think they'll play that every time he NPs or something? Man, she does crazy normal card damage, dude. Like, wow! Yes, yeah, it looks like overwhelming. I mean, they'll surely use it in the story again, but yeah, I kind of agree. I think they'll probably bust that out again. I cannot believe how much damage she does. No, what? Dude, this really rewards hard survival, not soft survival, because Luvia hits so hard. What is that damage, though? Dude, she's fighting someone that's not evil, so she's not getting her. That is so ridiculous. Fucking MP5, level 100, Black Grail, all the other. No, wow, we died in fucking 2 attacks. Okay, we're gonna try that again. She can definitely win. That was. We had more health than the previous Luvia, but we died sooner just because this boss hits like a truck apparently. We need like 2 NPs and we win. That's disgusting. See, I don't think they're gonna do Shiro versus Kirei again, and I actually don't think they should, honestly, because like they already had such a good thing there. There's no real reason. Like, there's a lot of like rematches that like the original. It's like there's still bad blood, or there's still there's really no reason for them to fight again, right? And it's actually kind of funny to see them on the same side because Shiro doesn't actually dislike Kotomine. It's funny, he does in the first 2 routes, but when he actually understands him better, he actually does not dislike Kotomine at all, right? So it's actually kind of funny, and it kind of works having them on the same side. But like some rematches make a lot of sense because like Artoria and Mordred still have so much like still there, right? There's still so much like you have a lot of problems still, right? There's literally nothing between Kotomine and Shiro, at least in some routes. I guess actually in a lot of timelines, the Shiro probably does still hate his guts, but because really, only in one timeline does Shiro actually like Kotomine, but that's because it's the only timeline where he actually gets to know him. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be much of Shiro and Muramasa. There's some, but we'll see though. You know, he might, reemerge. And who knows what they're gonna do with this, right? Like they keep acting like they're not gonna use Artoria, but maybe they will, right? So it's like who knows what's gonna go. I hope they do whatever they do. I'm not even a fan really of Shiro, right? Like but they should use him well in my opinion because he may not be my cup of tea, but he's a huge part of the franchise, and it's not like he's as though I don't really like his character. There's nothing wrong with his character, right? He's written fine, and like he's an interesting person, kind of a shithead, but and same for Artoria and stuff. So I'd like to see them do these things well, right? So I hope they do a good job. I'd actually be pissed. This is coming from somebody that really is not an Artoria fan, but I think it would be dumb of them not to use regular Artoria. I think the story completely calls for it. I think, you know, she's waited so long. Like, I get what Nasu said years ago about, like, you know, Fates, a lot of the Fates of Night characters had already had a lot of, you know, character development, and they've already had a, you know, their spot in the spotlight, right? So FGO needs to, you know, focus on other things. But it's been so long now, and I think overwhelmingly people want to see the old interact with the new. And I'm in that camp 1,000,000%, right? Like, just because Artoria has gotten, you know, a lot of characterization and stuff already, it doesn't mean you don't want to see her interact with relevant things. I was like, you know, I don't want them to slap, again, not an Artoria fan, but I think she more than deserves to get some real spotlight after all this time. But I don't want them to use her like they've used Mordred, which she's just in a story for no reason and has no screen time and nothing matters, and she's just like, you know, window dressing, right? Don't do that. But like, if a story calls for it and makes sense, she absolutely should be used. And yeah, she already has a characterization in the beginning, middle, and end, and you know, the true ending and all this nonsense, right? But that doesn't mean it's not interesting to see her character in different contexts and stuff, right? So, like, again, not an Artoria fan. I'm like, yeah, she more than deserves to get some serious screen time because she's an interesting character, even though I don't, you know, she's not my cup of tea again, but she's an interesting character. She's unbelievably relevant to the Fate franchise, and she has so many fans that want to see more of her. So it's like, it's been so many years. It's like, it's more than okay to revisit Artoria's character and have her, like, play a major role in Lostbelt 6 or something. I don't think they're going to. I think they're just going to use Caster Artoria. But we'll see. I think it's almost mean to not use regular Artoria for something actually substantial, because she is on, like, the cover of Lostbelt, you know, and with Avalon and everything, right? Like, that's pretty shit to do that, and they're like, oh yeah, we're just kidding, right? Like, that's pretty lame. Boy, I don't like this opening. And like, I get it. Really early on to FGO, I think it legitimately makes sense not to use Artoria, right? I legit, but you know, this far in, I'm like, yeah, okay, no, it's more than fine. I mean, why would I turn the plugin off? Like, why would I randomly turn the plugin on and off? There's no reason to do that. It doesn't do anything having it on. It doesn't, like, hinder anything. And it'd just be annoying to have to be constantly turning it on and off again. Okay, wow, we got no NP game like this entire time. That's gonna make this hard now. Like, obviously last time we got insanely good NP game, but that time we just got buster cards, and that was about it. So that's rough. I got my NP here though. But I wish Lostbelt 6. I was really hyped when they first talked about it, but the more I've learned about it, I'm not really hyped for it anymore, and I hate saying that because it's the thing I was the most looking forward to. But dude, I want it to just, okay, they have, like, talked about and shown bits of and everything of, like, the Fate version of Camelot, right? But we've never gotten an actual story where we get to, like, see Camelot stuff, right? And that would be really nice, but not just that. It's not just about, like, you know, the classic, you know, Fate version of Camelot. It's also, you have all these other elements, like Arthur, right, and regular, you know, Arthur, you know, from Prototype and all that. And, you know, you have the other world versions, and there's a lot that you could really do here, and I would really like, and because Camelot, and I wanted to slap people because I see so many people like, oh, we already had a Camelot Singularity, right? And I don't want them to just do that again. I'd rather them do something whack. Like, no, that's stupid. Now, if you don't, like, personally like Camelot stuff, that's completely subjective and up to you, right? But there's no world where we've had a Camelot Singularity. We haven't. Right, like, yeah, guys, remember when Camelot was actually like a fusion of, like, Jerusalem and ancient Egypt, and then just the city of Camelot dropped into it, right? And then you had Richard the Lionheart running around, and Ramses II, and remember that being, that's not Camelot, right? not only is it not Camelot, the version that they're pulling from is from a different world that's completely different. You know, the knights are super warped in like, no, like, honestly, I like the Fate Camelot stuff, and the Camelot singularity that we got was so unsatisfying because everything that you like from Camelot's not there. Because Mordred's acting really weird, it's not herself, and she's like, you know, completely different from how Mordred normally is. And that's how most of the knights are. You know, there's very little like proper characterization for them. You don't even have regular Artoria or any of that. You don't have any of the elements they're actually dealing with and stuff, because they're actually dealing with Hassan's and Aussie for some fucking reason, right? Like, it's just, that's not really a Camelot singularity. That's taking a few characters from Camelot and then warping them greatly and then putting them in a completely insane, wacky scenario, right? That's just not the same thing as like actually getting, you know, a Camelot singularity, right? Like, not at all. And yeah, it'd be nice if we could get at least one story that just does it right, and if you don't want to do it again, that's fine, right? Like, if they ever... I get tired of people acting like, oh, they've already used Mordred, so they shouldn't use her anymore, when they never actually used Mordred in a serious way ever, right? What you want to see for each character or, you know, major story setting or whatever is for it to really get done justice, and then if you don't want to keep using it, then that's fine, because you've done that thing that's really good. Like Lostbelt 5 is a good example of this, man. They added so much Greek stuff. Like, it's just Greek everywhere. They added lots of new Greek characters. You got designs for Zeus and Demeter and Aphrodite and Ares, and like, you got so much Greek stuff and so much characterization for those Greeks. And like, they do a good job of showing the difference between like the Lostbelt versions and the regular versions, and like, it was super Greek, right? And so you don't feel robbed. It's not like, oh yeah. So I could get it if they did another like super Greek singularity, right, within like a short period of time, like within a year or 2 years. Like, oh, he already did Lostbelt 5. That makes sense. You cannot say that for Camelot. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, his Camelot is nothing like what Lostbelt 5 is to like Greek legends and stuff. Okay, let's see if we can actually not die in 2 seconds. I'm actually thinking I should not bring Atlas. Her normal card damage is so high, we keep dying before our skills come back, so there's no reason to bring Atlas. Actually, regular Luvia might have won if I had just made that difference. Like, the heal is decently likely to buy you a turn, and then the attack is going to let you kill about at least a turn or at least half a turn faster. And yeah, that's pretty big. Because yeah, I don't think Atlas is really going to help us here. Yeah, I know, and Orleans obviously didn't use Martha particularly well. That's weird that they haven't used Martha more, because she was introduced through FGO, and she's quite popular, so it is weird that they haven't used her in a more proper way. Maybe in 3.0 though. There's a lot of opportunities for a lot of characters in 3.0, because like, new opportunity for a lot of different settings. I mean, I do agree that they need to give Proto-Coup and such animation updates, obviously, but generally, you know, one thing doesn't take away from the other. And I can say this because I am such a Coup fan, right? And I think I can speak for a lot of Coup fans. I think a lot of Coup fans feel like we really haven't gotten a fair shake, because yes, there's many versions of Coup, but most of them are done very lazily and don't really do anything and don't get any screen time. And then like Coup, I was like, oh, but you got Coup Alter. Coup Alter is literally not a Coup. He's Mev fan fiction, and most Coup fans don't like Mev. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense, right? You've got like this Berserker Coup that they've talked about forever that's actually tied to the actual legends, but they never use that, and they make up a fan fiction version of Coup that has nothing to do with any of the legends. So it kind of sucks, right? And then, you know, regular Coup never gets used for anything ever. He's never been in the main story and probably never will, and just never gets used seriously for anything ever. Proto-Coup basically doesn't exist, right? Even his own interlude is like just a shit show of him not doing anything and having no characterization, right? The only version of Coup in FGO that has really gotten any kind of spotlight has been Caster Coup, but that was literally in the tutorial and never again. And then he's never gotten an animation update, right? So it's like they've looked at Coup many times and never done it well. That's my whole point. It's not about how often they do something. It's like if they do it proper, right? Like the whole reason I don't feel like we need a lot more Greek stuff anytime soon is because they did a lot of Greek stuff proper, right? But then there's so many characters and story settings that they just always fuck it up and never just deliver on like what people, you know, it's not even like what people want, it's just anything meaningful with the character, right? Like, Mordred has never done fucking anything like good in FGO. It's like, if you're a Mordred fan, you know, Camelot Mordred is basically a different character, and every other story with her barely even uses her, right? And it's not really, like, she's not flushed out or written all that well. It's like, so you're not, just because Mordred's getting used a lot, it's just window dressing, it doesn't mean anything. And it's the same thing for Ku. It's like, Ku never is used anywhere, and he never does anything meaningful, and there's, you know, and most of his versions just, you don't even see, period. But yeah, Chaos Jakku is obviously going to be in Lostbelt later, right? You know, what extent, we have no idea. So, but, you know, we'll see what that is when we get there. But, yeah, Chaos Jakku is really the only Ku that ever gets any attention ever, right? Where, that kind of sucks, to be honest. And I think it is so much worse. I really stand by this. I think it is so much worse to be like Mordred or Ku than it is to be like Martha, right? Because Martha, because she hasn't been used in like ages and has almost never been used seriously. That means they're gonna, you know, fan feedback and developers are gonna be a lot more willing to use her again and actually properly and get a fair shake, right? Where if you're like Ku or Mordred, because they are around but never used seriously in any way, the odds, you know, people act, it's like anytime someone talks about Ku, like, oh, but there's already so many versions of Ku. And anytime you talk about like having like a real Camelot, you're like, oh, they already did Camelot, right? So those things get like super shafted generally. Yeah, we'll zeet the app here. But so she won, but I think you could win a lot better if I brought default. You know, it's really obvious what I'm talking about. Atlas didn't do anything, right? It wouldn't do anything until this turn, and all it is doing is giving me one turn of the attack up, and not even the defense up, because we would die with or without it. So that's not worth it at all. Like the default would have been much better. We'd have had more health, so it would have been less shaky on living an extra turn there, and you know, having the attack up for the NP and all the buffs would have been a lot more helpful. Yeah, we can do Canis, why not? Now, if Zaw has already got his set up... See, I'm always in the eternal struggle between Zaw and mine, and it's not just because I want mine to be the strongest, it's actually just from like a practical standpoint. Because, I will say, this... I was talking about this before, how Zaw's like catching up, and in some ways is going to eclipse me, because, you know, he's willing to give Canis every upgrade possible, where I give that stuff to Ku. But, you know, I got the better command code and blah, 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 blah. But the other thing that makes it really awkward, because, like, eventually, Zaw is going to get MP5, like I have, right? And then that's going to put me, you know, pretty behind because of the faux pas and stuff. But the one thing that I may always have, but I hope I don't, I legitimately hope that I don't always have this over Zaw, is I have Golden Sumo, right? Which is very good for Canis, because Canis uses different card colors a lot, and like her extra attack hits really hard and stuff. But yeah, I hope Golden Sumo is given out to the player base, because it's just such a nice standard, like, you know, CE. I want the player base to get it, so, you know, just because it works in so many characters, it's really nice. But here, we'll try Zaw's, and maybe if we'll compare it to mine just to see, because I'm kind of curious how they do against each other now, because Zaw does... Aerial Drive is a really good, though, CE, if you don't have Golden Sumo for her. And for a lot of units, it's actually better. So, we either go double on the skills, or we go complete short term and do Anniversary Blonde. So she's got the damage cut, which is certainly relevant. I'm not sure she'd be tanky enough to go around the wheel and use her third skill again. If she can, then Atlas is better, absolutely no question. You know, this stage is actually a really good testing ground for the one CE that is named after the character we are using right now. I've been wanting to compare, like, how does it do doing that kind of long-term Atlas setup where you try to crit often. This would not be a bad stage for this. The only reason it'd be a little bit bad for this is because the boss just hits so hard. Like, to really test it, you need to have, you know, both versions of the way you set up the character kind of do their best, right? But this boss might kill us just a little bit too fast to really be able to see that, but we'll see. I might do that off stream though, because it's gonna be a lot, because to really test it properly, you have to do a lot of like command code switching and stuff. Because the one version of Canis that wants to do that, you use Star Bomb on a Buster card and then 2 quick cards. And you want the best Star Bombs you can get, and then obviously the CE to make more stars. But then if you're doing it like the other way, you change your, I like the 1, 2, 3 with the mini gifted subs, what the hell? Chat, I don't understand why everyone's going so ham today, I swear, but I really appreciate it, everybody. Jesus, thank you, I like the 1, 2, 3, that's a lot of gifted subs. But, I don't feel like I deserve this at all, because, we're kind of just dicking around, and, but, damn, dude. But yeah, to truly test, like, the setup and stuff, I need to, like, really tweak the command codes and do each version of Canis multiple times and stuff. That's going to be a kind of a pain in the ass. Okay. I'm gonna cast this now. We're getting horrible opening cards. And she even casts the fucking defense sub. This is not looking so good. And then I love Arjuna with the gifted sub. God damn. Jesus, you guys making me feel bad, but thank you guys. I really wish I'd gotten my MP here. I mean, we had starting MP for God's sakes. I think I make stars, try to hit hard, and then go super boom next turn, basically. Speaking of holidays, I am kind of excited. I shouldn't be, because CW likes to disappoint, but I'm kind of excited for New Year, because, you know, who knows what they're going to do. Maybe we get some quality of life updates. Maybe they add Ushi or something, you know, who knows? Like, so I'm kind of excited for that. And maybe this is the real long shot. Way deep down, this is what my hope is, and I know I'm going to be disappointed. But way deep down, I'm like, what if they do a GSSR that gives me decent odds at Tesla, and I actually get Tesla, right? But let's be real, what's gonna happen, even if they do that, what would happen is I would get Tesla on my ult account and not on my main, and then I have an MP1 on both accounts, which is the worst, right? So we need the defense removal command code, I think, for her, because this is gonna really shut her down. Maybe on 28th, yeah, I'd imagine we'll get some information then. That's pretty soon. That's exciting, man. And, you know, every time there's a shot at it, I'm always like, story replay, but yeah, I think, at least they acknowledge story replay, so I think someday we will get it. I'm really confident that I really do think someday we are going to get it. It's just, I'm not so sure it's going to be soon, right? Because if they just now acknowledged it, it's like God knows when they're going to bother to, you know, actually put it in. I think she can beat this. I actually want to say, we probably already beat it with her before, but need to play well and get maybe a little lucky. I definitely did not play this right, though. Oh, man, I didn't get my NP there. That's shit. It's because she did like the one attack of hers that has a low hit count. That really wrecked us right there. Yeah, this should be beatable. I want to set up my Canis in a second, just because I want to see... Like, I really do want to mess around with a few things here, because I'm really curious. Alright, let's see. You know, the one quality of life update we might see soon, and who knows, maybe on New Year's, would be the command code update. Because it's not like they just said they wanted to do it, they said they are doing it, and they are making the UI better. And this, you know, seems like a decent landmark to do something like that. Yeah, I know Ku did it, Landling did it, let's see, Enkidu did it. Like, generally really well set up proper units can do it, generally, but it can be tough. I think Hot Wheels did it. I don't really remember. I know we used him, but I can't quite remember if he did it or not. Yeah, Choco Jonna did it, but that's not surprising. I want to say Hot Wheels did it, though. This account is fucking terrible to test units out on, though, just because it's got such bad, like, NP on death and everything. Generally, most units will get their NP in time still, though. Okay, what do I want to give Canis? Now, I would say almost, oh my god, almost all units could do this. Well, not, I don't know about all, there's a lot of, like, low star and AoE stuff, but Yang CE, add Yang CE to this, so then, like, a lot of people can beat it. Okay, so I unequipped almost all my command codes, but then the one that I need is still fucking equipped to somebody, because of course it is. Yeah, I know, give Luvia the Pierce and Vulnerability. Then you Guts units would be the way. It's funny, I think Ku could still do it. You just have to line up his skills properly. It'd be more RNG though, like assuredly. Okay. Dude, I hate this UI. It takes so long. And then, especially when you want to test like nitty-gritty stuff, where you might need to like do a lot of trial and error. I mean, it is just infuriating to try to do that kind of thing. Like, it's just awful. Because command codes can really change the way that, like, especially with, it depends on the characters. Like, Herc is almost always going to see red press red, right? So you just put the best command codes on his red cards, right? But like a lot of units like Fujino, Ku, Canis, and several other ones, you know, they really mix up what card colors they pick and when they want to go for crits or not go for crits. Like Canis has a lot of decisions to make, honestly. If she wants to rush her NP or focus on normal card damage, you know, like okay, it's like you got the buffs. Do I try to use them now or do I try to, you know, set up even better in the future, right? You have a lot of decisions like that to make, and because of that, it means the way you want to use command codes, it just is all over the place, right? The variance is massive. And then you got like consistency, like with using Star Absorb versus Peak, where you do like just, you know, straight crit damage and stuff like that. Like, so there's just a lot of options. Okay, so before I do the 1 CE, I'm going to do a more standard setup with her, and but I'm still gonna, well, maybe I shouldn't. I'm doing the more crit star route, but I feel like if you're not doing the 1 CE, you, I don't think you go that way. Well, no, I'm not. What am I saying? I didn't put Star Bomb on, wait. That's not even, what the fuck? Not only is that not the command codes I have on her, that's not what I had on her before I re-equipped them. What the fuck? I'm literally looking at my phone, and that is not the command codes that are on her. I am really confused right now. Let me just put her up again. Like, I'm gonna take off Golden Sumo and put Golden Sumo back on and see if that does the trick. What? That's weird. Am I forgetting a button? Like, normally you can, like, if you wanted to, like, oh, yeah, right. That's so weird. Like, normally if you want to, like, move command CEs around in the support list from one server to the other, you can just drag them, but you have to, like, already brought the menu up once. It's kind of obnoxious, honestly. Okay, so we do not have Star Bomb on Buster. And I guess I'll go Anniversary Blonde, and then I might try Atlas with triple Star Bomb. But I don't know. I feel like her normal card damage is just too high. Like, if it's an Archer boss or something, then sure. Yeah, safety net would be really nice. I feel like anniversaries when they're more likely to do that kind of thing, though. I love when, you know, we're gonna be pushing it on NP gain and then we're just like, yeah, you get nothing. Yeah, unregistered Spirit Origin, yeah. I've been playing this game for like 4.5 years or something, and I don't even have one. And you need 10, so it's like, yeah. Wow, we got 3 Buster cards. So it's like, there was just no NP game there. We need barely any, but we just got none. What's sad though is if we had the better CEs, excuse me, the better CEs, we still would have gotten our NP. That's kind of frustrating. The funny thing is, if they added a safety net, I wonder if this the Leviathans, if they would get mad because they've already got unregistered Spirit Origins, right? Like I do wonder if they would get mad at that. There's probably like one idiot that would get mad, but I'd say overall they probably wouldn't care. God, just cannot get NP gain, dude. We need barely any. Yeah, people can get really stupid, indeed. What? That's not the... What the fuck? That's literally not the command. Is the game on, like, juice right now? Why is that on my art card? I'm so confused right now. Okay, what are we doing here? Actually, Super Whales generally don't carry games. That's just not true. Like, it's... Like, they help, absolutely. But here's the thing. The Super Whales basically roll on every banner, right? The people that want, like, you know, the every new character and stuff, and you know, you've got, you know, Whales and FGO that try to, like, you know, make a video for every new 5-star that's ever added and stuff, right? There's plenty of those. But when you look at the earnings reports from like month to month, the difference between, like, so there's certain, like, you got things like Space Ishtar, right, where they didn't make much money, right? But the only people that clearly really rolled there were the Super Whales, because they won basically every unit, and you can see how much money that actually gave them. And then you look at when the whole community gets hype, the company makes so much more money, right? So it's obvious that there's for them to make that big buck that they can make, they have to get people to spin that don't normally spin, right? Most games like this, sure, in the long run, the whales add plenty of money to the game, like absolutely. But the majority of the profit normally comes from just the volume of dolphins and fish and stuff like that. Like, dolphins generally keep games afloat. It depends on the game, obviously. I'm looking at your support list and you have Merlin Command. I don't fucking understand. I'll check it in a second. I don't know what's going on with command codes here. Anyway, but like, you know, like a single whale obviously adds a lot more to the game than a single dolphin or a fish, right? It's not even comparable. It's just there's so many more dolphins and fish than there are whales. Like, most people will only spend like money on like a game like FGO that they like, you know, maybe 3, 4, or 5 times a year, right? And that's not a whale. That's obviously not a whale, right? So if there's like 5 raid ups that you really care about and you spend on those 5, you know, and that's what the majority of spenders do. That's very much a dolphin, and that is very much the majority of their profits. It depends on the game. Some games focus more on whales than others, and some don't focus on them at all. But like, that's why I always talk about how DW needs to do a better job of capitalizing on both kinds of things, right? Like, people like me, I give them no money. I give them no money other than the GSSR. And it's not like I'm okay with giving them money. I have disposable income, I like the game, you know, I want to support them, but I'm not okay with gambling and that kind of thing. But there's no monetization model for me. I can't buy skins or, you know, anything. There's nothing. There's literally nothing for me to do. And there's also just more casuals and stuff that don't want to spend like a whole lot at once and stuff, and they just don't have anything in the game. Almost every other mobile game now takes advantages of you know, targeting different demographics and not making everything just for whales, because there's a lot of money to be had through other, you know, revenue streams, right? But they just don't for some fucking reason. I've misplayed so much. Like, I've misplayed so much this run. And I have the wrong command codes for some reason, which I do not understand. This isn't even worth doing. Like, I've misplayed so much. And I think I have the wrong, I mean, the game I think has the wrong command codes, but I really cannot decide what I want to do with the Buster cards, command code wise here. I don't really know what they're doing with the new game. It's impossible to get information about that game because no one cares about it. Like, literally no one cares about it. So it's super difficult to get reliable information about like the details of it. So I have no idea what their monetization is like. Like, one of the best ways to get more money from dolphins and fish is to add a fucking safety net. Because what you'll see a lot is people save up some, you know, they save up 200, 300 SQ because people have no fucking willpower, but people save up like 200, 300 SQ, they don't get the 5-star, but now they're like maybe 45% or 50% of the way to the safety net, and they don't mind spending for the other half of the safety net, right? And you will get so much money from dolphin and fish if you add a safety net. And that's why most games do it. And then like, whales want to go for NP5 anyway, so, oh, this is super whales. So it's like the safety net doesn't even change how much money they're spending much at all. In some cases, they might spend more. Like, some whales, like, you know, smaller whales, you know, they're more willing to spend if there is a safety net. Like, I know a lot of whales won't play a game that doesn't have a safety net because they don't want to be that, you know, irresponsible with their money, even if they have a lot of disposable income. King the cards, yeah. I'll take it. That's really fucking bad turns there. I really am gonna laugh if they give Canis a star bomb on her NP or her skills, because that's really the only problem she has. Is there's only so much you can do with the crits, like trying to make them reliable. Like, you can set it up where she is going to crit throughout the run, no question, but not necessarily when she has like her attack up and her crit up and all that other stuff, right? You can't always line that up. Yeah, I guess we do it. Maybe we get lucky here, and it does kind of set up going for another NP. Like, we're basically doing this NP to get the crit buff, and then we try to get our NP immediately and have a double crit buff and just absolutely go boom. I should use the third skill here, though. New player, should I farm the event or progress story? If you're on JP, I would recommend playing the event right now because this is a it's boring. It's one of the most boring events, but it's very good. It will give you a lot of things that you'll need in the long run, like skill gems and stuff. Because it's a lottery event, and lottery events are some of the most efficient times there are for farming. Like, it really will be boring, but if you can farm this event a good bit, you will get a lot of nice stuff for the future. Like, you'll get so many things, like the skill gems, the QP, the void dust, all that stuff. It'll definitely help you out. So I would probably do this event a good bit, like a good chunk. It really is worth the headache. And then if you want to focus more on the story and stuff, that's fine. And just like maybe farm a bit on the side here and there. But yeah, lotteries are OP. Lottery events, there's not very many of them per year, and they're generally just crazy boom for your butt. I think I might use her second now. I think we'll save it. I was thinking about doing the second skill to just make the boss not murder me, because, you know, damage cut with the pack down is nice. Okay, none of that crit. I think we're screwed now. We needed one of those cards to crit. Like, it didn't matter which one. High hit count, high hit count. Yeah, Luvia with the save. Okay, let's see the damage. This crit spread, though. Look at this crit spread. There's only one card getting scuffed here, and of course it's the Buster. This is where, though, I probably should have gone more crit damage up focused, like the way we're doing this. Alright, let's see what we get here. Please crit. 70%. That's way in our favor. Yeah. Damn. Hey, look at that. Look at that extra attack, man. All right. The question is, though, do we have enough gas left? Okay. Well, we did get good value out of our attack down and our damage cut. Between those two, that makes up like 1,000 health that we're left with here, so that's good. And now we just kind of go for the big normal card damage now and hope we get a crit. We might win that one. Okay, okay, sure. That makes up for that one turn earlier. You could definitely go for the NP again. You could get another NP and do another Buster chain. Yeah, Canis gets a lot of NP from being attacked, and that hit count is rather high. Yeah, actually, it probably would have been better to just. I mean, we'll break here, but it probably would have been better to have worked in like do Buster Quick Art or something. But we'll kill here, even if we don't crit, and we have a decent crit chance. So. Yeah, most lottery reruns only let you do 10 bosses, which is still nice. I mean, it's still 10 skill gems and all that. I like how none of that crit. Like, we had a pretty decent crit chance there, and none of that crit. Okay. Okay, now I want to try the Star Bomb on the Buster card, and then the certain CE. Now, this is not the fairest test because this boss fight just is not up the alley of that kind of gameplay, and I don't have the CE leveled a lot. It's like level 45, which is decent, but it's not, you know, on par with like Sumo or something. Okay, command codes. I'm gonna just... Yeah, I do have the Merlin one. Oh my god. Anyway, do I remove the... I'm trying to think. See, normally you would want... normally you'd want the star absorbed one to work with the extra stars you're generating. But we also kind of want, well, I'm gonna try with mine first, Zaw, just because I want to compare it to like the one that I'm using. That's the best way to have like the same value. So it's not totally fair because my CE's off, but I want to have like the same quality of command codes and everything else. It's like the best way for me to. I guess we'll just suck it up with the defense up. She didn't even use her defense up in that last run, but watch, she'll use it this time, and that'll run everything. We were like ready to get rid of the defense up, but now we can't if she does it. But that's why I was saying I don't think this is a good stage for this, because you kind of want the defense removal command code, but you still want the star absorb on a buster card to work with all the extra star absorb, or the star generation you're gonna have. So really, I'm not, I really just need a fucking story replay, man, so I can find a stage that you can test both versions like equally against each other and see, you know, the performance, but yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, just don't use defense up, forehead. Watch her cast it every turn and she has like 3 defense ups. This is the wrong thing. You know, it's funny that my title of my stream probably makes some random people stumble into my stream and think I'm a noob, which not to brag, but I'm really not a noob in this game, right? But I realize that's probably happened a few times. The account is noob. I am not. I'm a boomer. Oh right, I have to. Zaw's showing me up really hard right now. I have to actually equip the CE. It's like an important part of testing this is actually using it. I'm not just a boomer though, like I'm an F-Go boomer, right? Like I'm a really old timer in the game at this point. Now see, normally this kind of setup you absolutely want to do Atlas, but I don't know if that's gonna work with this boss. She just does so much damage. That's why I'm not sure I can really test it here. But in more stages than not, Atlas is her best MC. It really is. Now there are some fights where Anniversary Blonde is better, like this one. I do think it is better here, but in a lot of other fights that's not the case. Do you know you can use blue cubes to revive? I remember we've had people unironically be like, why aren't you know, doing this or that when it's like, you know, a way to cheese something. It's like, oh god. Yeah, as you play the game more, you'll get plenty of command codes. Every like new major event will always add 3 command codes. So, you know, within a year, if you're doing the events, you're gonna have a crap load of command codes. You'll have more than you'll probably use. So, also because they make a lot that are kind of meh. Thankfully, they give out a lot of standard stuff once a year. They give out 1 Star Bomb CE once a year. They give at least 1 or 2 starting NPCs a year. There's like several staples that you kind of do once at least a year. That like the Star Bomb, really, like I think every summer event or something like that gives a Star Bomb these days. I mean, there'll be more events at some point. I don't know if they're going to do an event right after. Normally for New Year's, they've been a bit inconsistent with New Year's. They've had full-blown events on New Year's before, but most New Year's, they do like quality of life stuff. They maybe make like the dailies cost less AP, things like that. But they're not really consistent. They have had New Year's where they do add like, you know, event maps and story and all that stuff. But they don't always do it. It's hard to say. Like, maybe they will, maybe they won't. They seem to be a bit behind right now, internally. So I would kind of lean towards probably not. But who knows? And look, she did the defense buff. Okay, well, still bad. At least you got a bullshit crit. I would have really liked that art crit because, one, the damage, and also would have gotten an MP right there. Yeah, I think they are gonna main interlude Christmas event at some point.
火力が足りま
I fucked up. That's a big fuck up. When you're doing Atlas, you absolutely want to cast that on the previous turn. Like, so it's basically a 5-turn cooldown instead of 6, and that really works with Atlas. That was a big fuck up right there. They could have had a main interlude on New Year's. That could happen. I like main interludes though, because one, you normally get to pick a stage or two to keep around forever, and then also there's like no rush, right? Like you can kind of just you know, play it when you feel like it. And also it's permanent, so if there's any good rewards in it, new players can change them at any time, which is really good. Always nice to get really bad luck and to misplay. What a great combo. Also, she just crit with crit down. Good feeling. I'm not gonna make Zod's Canis look weak, because this isn't even Zod's Canis. Unless I summoned the wrong one and I wasn't paying attention, because we both use stage 2, but I'm pretty sure this is mine. No, I'm not gonna lie, they'd be easy to confuse, because we both do like high-end command codes when we're using her, and both level 100, both stage 2. I do think stage 2 is the best stage. I don't mind any of her stages. Their stage 1 is just a little off. I don't like the red and stuff. It doesn't really work, especially like on the on her leg things. It just looks weird, man. But overall, I think 2 is the best. And it's like her canonical appearance, so generally, if I like all the stages, I'll go with that one. But I do think 2 is the best anyway. Watch me be 1 turn off. Like, I'd be getting my gut skill back next turn if I hadn't messed up. Okay, this is mine, because yeah, Zod doesn't have the Santa Ultra one. Feels bad. I mean, lol. That's like my one, you know, fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look, I'm 1 turn off from having my guts. It's great. Okay, well, I want to just point out the RNG was really bad on this one because, like, she did the defense up. Just a lot went wrong here. Like, a lot went wrong here. I think this style of setup would work a lot better if the boss just didn't do so much damage. Because this is aimed at more long-term value. It's absolutely less value in the short term, but it'll get more and more ahead the longer the fight goes. And honestly, I think that style of gameplay, I think could still work. Like, because that was close enough and we had kind of bad luck, so I think that style of gameplay could still work. Yeah, there was a lot went wrong there between like not critting and MP gain and also me messing up, and there was a lot that was bad there. But yeah, that's like my saving grace right now is I have Santa Alter and Zod doesn't, and I have Golden Sumo and he doesn't, and I have MP5 and he doesn't, but then he has Faux Paws and I don't. And any other, you know, upgrade stuff, like new upgrade stuff they ever add, I'll give to Ku and he'll probably give to Canis, so. And eventually he's going to get MP5. There's no stopping him, he's going to get MP5. So if he gets MP5 and then they add a main interlude to get Golden Sumo, mine will be behind, and there's really nothing I can do about it at that point. Because the Faux Paws are pretty nice. Like, with the way crit multipliers work, it's a pretty big deal, right? And it's just that extra oomph for her is absolutely noticeable. I actually will wrap up kind of soon because, one, I want to do more testing on this stage later, but also I want to play some Genshin Impact because they added like new stuff to the event and I haven't actually done any of it because I'm trying to save it for the stream, but because of that I'm falling way behind on the event, so. Yeah, Faux Paws basically mean the card has 500 more attack. And the more the, you know, the base damage is, the more the multiplication from crit is going to do. And some people seem to think faux pas are flat damage. They're not. To be fair, though, the UI does a terrible job of explaining faux pas and whatnot. But they basically mean that command card has 500 more attack. It'd be kind of cool if they were flat damage, though, because then you could do a flat damage. Like, okay, you could have a unit like Ku, who has Divinity, and then you could give him the flat damage command code. You give him the faux pas, and if we're in a theoretical world where they do flat damage, right? And then you could do a flat damage CE. That's a lot of flat damage, right? So then, like, your normal cards on, like, you know, anything, no matter whatever class they are, you'd actually be doing a nice big chunk to. So like, okay, so this stage, the defense up is such a problem that you basically, even if it's more optimal for the unit normally not to have the defensive removal command code, you have to bring it. So this is not a good stage for what I'm going to test, because it's just so much better, regardless of which gameplay style you're going with, or which CE you're going with. It is just so much better to bring the, I fucking forgot to cast it again. God, this is what happens when you stream, man, and you're kind of like playing the game on the side. You just, you do stupid shit. Nice third skill, dude. I'm also really tired. Sleep apnea really got me last night, so. Yeah, you lose so much damage from that defense up. Nice to see 0 damage though. If there's ever a time not to go for the Star Bomb thing, this might be the time, because we're getting NP'd. Dude, because the way this stage is, this stage incentivizes double NPing so much, because Lugia's hit count is so high, and like there's no way I'm gonna be able to match. Even if this gameplay style is better in the long run, it's not going to be for this stage. It will never be for this stage, because this stage is more short-term oriented anyway, and the boss, due to its hit count, really incentivizes the other style of gameplay anyway, right? So there's just no world where I'm gonna really be able to get a good comparison here. Okay, we'll rip that. Moltres, yeah, I've seen people make that comparison a few times. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap up there, because I really need to get some proper food. And yeah, I wanna play some Genshin Impact. So I will be back in, like, you know, 20 minutes maybe, and I'll be playing some Genshin Impact, and I got a lot of catching up to do. And then we'll mess around with this stage more next time, because that's a great, and we are going to move on and, you know, do some Lostbelt stuff, but that is such a fun stage to do tomfoolery on. So yeah, if any of my regulars or just anyone in chat really wants to, like, set up a unit to be tested next time, you can do that in advance, and we'll try to do that tomorrow, because I think that's going to be good. And I'll have you look at my units and see what I want to give a shot at it. I'm gonna start a stage here real quick. That way when I'm going to get food, I'm not completely whiffing AP. Because this account does definitely need to do the event, so... I don't think this account really cares if I do... like, which support I go with, because this account does not have good means of doing this stage anyways, so... Do I have another CE yet? I do, okay. Getting places. Okay, lads, I'll be back in like 20 minutes or so for those that want to watch Genshin, and for everyone else, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, and peace!